Hey, Algebra 1 students, this is another Xbox factoring video. So for section 7.5 and 7.6, this is page 27 in your note packet, and I'm going to do example 2. Let me just zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so just like the other ones, we want to start with listing our A, B, and C. A is the coefficient in front of the W squared, so that's a 9. B is the coefficient in front of the W, so that's a 9. And C is the number hanging off the end, that's a 2. So this is again an example where everything is positive, so very similar to example 1. Okay, bottom of the X is where your B value goes. Top of the X is where your A times C goes. So in this case, that is 18. And then we need to find these other two values. They need to be two values that multiply to give you 18 and add to give you 9. Again, if you can't think of those right away, then you need to use your calculator or use a multiplication sheet to find all the factors of 18. These are all the factors of 18, and the two that multiply to give you 18 and add to give you 9 are 3 and 6. So put those right there and then circle those because we are using those again. So all these other numbers we're not really using again, but these two we are. Okay, the next step is to put this problem, the original problem that you're factoring, in your box. So I'm going to put the 9w squared right here. The 9w we have chosen to split up and write as 3w and 6w. So instead of the 9w, I'm putting 3w and 6w. It doesn't matter which boxes you put these in, you could swap those. And then finally, the plus 2 goes on the end. So you can see this is the original problem up here with one exception. Instead of the 9w, I split that up into 3w and 6w. Okay, now the job is to find the two binomials that go on the outside of the box. So when I multiply the outside of the box, I'll get this. So, right, this is kind of reminding you what your answer will look like. Or if you look up at the example above it, your answer will be two binomials multiplied together. Okay, now we want to think about, I need two numbers here that multiply to give me 9. Well, that could be a 1 and a 9 or a 3 and a 3. But if I look across this row, I see a 3 here. So the common factor across this row is 3. 3 divides into 3 and 3 divides into 9. So that tells me I'm going to use 3 times 3 to get to my 9. Also remember, if everything in this row has a W, both of these boxes have a W, then I'll have a W out front here. And if you look down this column, if both of these boxes have a W, then I will have a W there. So that is going to get me W to the first times W to the first gets me my W to the second. And 3 times 3 gets me my 9. All right, so now I need a number here that when I multiply it by 3w, I will get 3w. So that's going to be 1. And I also want to show you, if you look down this column, the only common factor of 3 and 2 is 1. So this has to be a plus 1. Notice also both of these boxes do not have a W, so that means I won't have a W up here. I'll just have a number. So now we need this value here. Again, look across this row. This box has a W, this does not. So that means I won't have a W here. I'll just have a number. So you want a number that when you multiply it by 3, 3 times a number will get me 6. 3 times 2 will get me 6. And 3w times 2 will get me 6w. Sorry. And then one last check. Check if these two numbers, when you multiply them, you get what is in that box. And you do. So those are our factors. So we can't leave it like this. I'm going to say those are our factors, put those parentheses around them, but you need to write them outside the box. So 3w plus 1 times 3w plus 2. And remember, you could have them written the other way. 3w plus 2, that factor listed first, and the other one listed second. Both of those are correct. Does not matter the order that you list the factors in. Okay, so that is example 2.